For the first time, we're hearing from the Navy captain relieved of command after he raised the alarm about a COVID outbreak on the USS Theodore Roosevelt. As ABC 10 News anchor Kimberly Hunt tells us, Captain Brett Crozier wants to set the record straight.
Captain Brett Crozier had a 30-year naval career as a helicopter pilot, fighter pilot, and commanding officer of the world's most powerful vessels. But it was his actions during the global pandemic that drew the attention of the world. Captain Crozier fired off emails that went public asking for help as COVID-19 spread rapidly aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt in the Pacific Ocean. I sat down with Captain Crozier to talk about the decision he made, which ultimately led to his dismissal, and his new book about lessons in life, loyalty, and leadership.
I think everybody should visit Japan.
The commanding officer of the aircraft carrier, the USS Theodore Roosevelt, Captain Brett Crozier, found himself in a new kind of fight in March of 2020. 1,200 of his sailors had COVID-19, and the tight quarters were spreading the virus like wildfire.
But that certainly was a seminal moment for me in my career, and it goes back to what I was taught at the beginning. Your priorities as a leader are to take care of your people.
Crozier took the carrier to Guam and sent a leaked email to the Navy pleading for help. Crozier wanted to get the bulk of the crew off the ship and into quarantine on Guam, saying in the letter, "If we do not act now, we are failing to properly take care of our most trusted asset, our sailors."
I knew that no one cared about my sailors as much as I did. And I knew that I was not going to leave anything on the table, that I needed to make sure that all efforts were made to protect them. So it was a little bit of maybe a conscience versus career kind of moment.
The public red flare enraged his supervisors. Crozier was relieved of his command and told to leave the ship by the end of the day. The scene that unfolded next, no one could have expected.
I mean, at the end of the day, the captain of a ship is accountable for everybody on board that ship. Take whatever criticism and also the accolades that come with that.
Crozier took another assignment in the Navy and retired 2 years later in 2022. He's breaking his silence in a new book, Surf When You Can, Lessons in Life, Loyalty, and Leadership from a Maverick Navy Captain. Crozier tells me it's a chance to say goodbye, recognize hard work, and share stories.
I did want to kind of set the record straight, not to defend my actions, but to make sure people knew that I wasn't angry at the Navy. I didn't leave with any kind of bitterness. The Navy ultimately did what they thought was best.
In the book, Crozier reflects on his past, commitment to doing the right thing, and the importance of kindness, teamwork, and never turning down an espresso. A lesson he says he learned from Luigi, a lieutenant colonel in the Italian Army, while Crozier was stationed in Naples, Italy.
And I credit Luigi with reminding me the importance of spending time with your coworkers outside of work. Because in doing that, you build a positive culture. You build trust.
And of course, as the title suggests, Crozier, now a resident of Coronado, recommends you always surf when you can.
But I always try to find time to do something outside of work, either physical, like go hiking, or spend time with the family. And I think understanding the importance of a life-work balance is critical to anybody's success. So surfing for me was that balance. And
Captain Crozier is still fighting for veterans in his new role as Chief Operating Officer for Veterans Village of San Diego. He works to help those who need a hand, need help getting off the street, getting a job, paying rent, all the challenges facing homeless veterans. Crozier will be debuting his book at an event Tuesday, June 20th at Warwick's in La Jolla at 7:30 p.m.